Wool, September 17, 1949. Work on false personality. A question was asked at one of the subgroups. Do we follow the path mapped out for us? In answering a question like this, one must begin with what is meant by us. Most of you have heard that we are not one, but many different people, and also that we have in us two distinct things, one called essence, one called personality. Also you have heard that essence is under the law of fate and personality under the law of accident. As long as personality overpowers essence, that is, as long as personality is active and essence is passive, we do not follow the law of our fate. In that case, we cannot talk about a path mapped out for us. If we were conscious in essence, then one might say we would be following a path mapped out for us essentially, but since essence becomes surrounded by personality, to which is attached false personality, we cannot say that we follow any path. Now a person who is in false personality is far away from his fate. One of the greatest experiences of this work, after you have been in it for a long time and held onto it internally, is that you find yourself shifted from what you thought you were and literally told not to be the kind of person. It would be no good at all to try to change yourself if there were not something waiting ready for you to change into. False personality is composed of pictures of yourself, amongst many other things. False personality, in short, gives you an entirely wrong feeling of yourself and causes you to put yourself into situations that do not belong to you and have nothing to do with what you are fundamentally. False personality is a kind of painted up thing or a picture. So the work begins with self-observation, whose object is to free you from this wrong thing that you imagine yourself to be and which, as often as not, tortures you all your life. Now, getting free from oneself begins with making false personality more and more passive. That means not identifying with it. Your personality may be alright, that is, you may be a very good shoemaker. Remember that personality is what you have acquired from life, essence is what you were born with. As I said, you may be a very good shoemaker, and this is not anything to be got rid of, but suddenly you begin to think yourself the best shoemaker in the world. That is, you begin to have a picture of yourself as being the best shoemaker in the world, and whether you are or not, it makes no difference. You will be tortured by the pictures of yourself being the best shoemaker. To speak more deeply, you usually find that your false personality centers on what you are not really good at, what you want to be good at. The study of false personality is always extremely interesting, and most people do not see quite what it means. For example, you may be a good shoemaker, but you want to pretend you're a political orator, so you go to Hyde Park on Sundays, and you might be involved in a row and get shot in Hyde Park, which would not belong to the law of your fate. It would not belong to your real development, and certainly it would not lead to any growth of essence. If everyone lived more or less within the orbit of essence and real personality as distinct from false personality, they would probably find their lives quite different from the lives of those who follow false personality. To speak practically, this work begins with self-observation, and that means that you have to observe yourselves, each one of you. You have got gradually to observe how you speak, how you behave, and so on. If you are sincere, you will begin to be very surprised after some years that you could have said that or behaved like that. You have become more and more free from what does not belong to you and what you have acquired from false personality. You cannot estimate the feeling of liberation that results. Now the work teaches that we have to relax. First of all, we understand by relaxing the body and the muscles, especially the small muscles of the face. But the supreme feeling of relaxation is to relax from the picture of yourself, in short, from your false personality, which means all the facade of pretense that you're always living by, which conducts to you absolutely wrong experiences and makes you get involved in things that do not belong to the path of your essential life. Ask yourselves, why am I behaving like this? Why am I in such a furious temper? This leads to relaxation of your mind, relaxation of wrong ideas of yourself, and gives you inner peace. The trouble with life is that everyone is being something that he is not. A little sincerity, a little real observation, begins to make you think, what am I doing? Why am I behaving in this way? What is the matter with me? Because, if you have sincere observing eye, it will ask you, what are you pretending that you are? What are you playing up to? That will give you a movement towards essence, through which what you really are like will become more evident to you.